Hi guys, and welcome to All About the Philippines. Thanks for joining us today. So, if you're anything like me and you're married to a Filipino, you might be considering buying land in the Philippines. Sounds a great idea, especially if you're coming up to retirement. But what I've got to say might make you change your mind. So, stay tuned. So you've married a Filipino, or you're in a relationship with a Filipino, and you're thinking about moving to the Philippines, getting a block of land over there and building a house on it and all that sort of stuff. Have a great lifestyle in this amazingly beautiful country. Why wouldn't you do it? Sounds idyllic. But my advice is make sure you know the laws before you do anything. Now, I've recently heard, and I guess it's not just recently, but I've heard many stories about guys going to the Philippines. They've got married and they go to the Philippines and they buy a nice lot there and they put a house on it. It might cost them, I don't know, $70,000, $80,000 US Australian, which is pretty cheap. It could be more than that as well, depending on what house they buy. But the point is, they sit up there with their new wife, and things are going great, as they do in a relationship, but all of a sudden, after maybe a few years, the relationship, it might sour. The wife decides she doesn't want the relationship anymore. Then all of a sudden, the husband says to the wife, okay, let's sell the property and we'll divide it up and we'll go our separate ways. That's what we do in the West. Well, unfortunately, the law of the Philippines is pretty simple where it comes to land ownership. That a foreigner cannot own land in the Philippines. So when you buy that land, it will go in your wife's name or the name of a person or a citizen of the Philippines. So in most cases, yes, it goes in the wife's name. So when it comes to the point if you split up, that becomes the wife's property. Legally in the Philippines, it's all hers. The house you've put on it, the land you've put on it, everything becomes hers and her family's. As I say, I've heard of stories where the guy has gone there and he's all of a sudden he's found a family, people he has never seen before living in his house. The wife hasn't told him that she wants out of the relationship. She just moved the whole family in. He's come back from visiting his, going home to USA or wherever he comes from, and he's got back to the Philippines and there's these strangers in his house and he hasn't got a leg to stand on. He finds out, the wife doesn't want the relationship anymore and all her family's moved in. That's a bit of a nightmare scenario, but it happens. And the amount of times that these sorts of things happen is mind-blowing. So don't get sucked in to that. If you're going to buy a property, be prepared that you could lose it. It's all good and well, you're happy in your marriage and everything like that. I've seriously thought about buying properties over there as well. But, we're making our life here in Australia. We're probably not going to go and live over in the Philippines, as once I did want to do at one point. I think that going and putting all your eggs in one basket, so to speak, when you don't have a lot of money, there's a lot to lose. You can go and buy a condominium. Okay, foreigners can buy condominiums, the high-rise apartments, and you can have those. But if you're talking about a parcel of land, then you can't actually own it. So that will become your wife's should you separate. So that's the big piece of advice I'll give you. Have a real good think about it. While things are all good and well now, 5 years, 10 years from now, if they don't go so well, where are you going to be in this? Can you afford to lose it? If you can, all good and well, go for it. But if you can't, then just something to think about. But be prepared. So I hope that's given you a little bit to think about. I'm not saying do it, don't do it, but have a good think about it. Know the laws around this and be aware of what you're signing when you buy a block of land in the Philippines. All right, guys, hope you're all doing well. Be sure to leave your comments below. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there who've got your opinions on this or experiences on this. I'd love to hear them. And don't forget to share the video around. And of course, if you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button and also turn on the notification bell to get more videos as they come up. Okay guys, great to see you all. Take care. Bye for now.